The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello, I'm Jemima Sukbat with the news. In this edition, 22 convicts escape beyond jail, Kilepa outlines COP27 outcomes, and Tarama Wolfpacks retain MSRL title. Women in Papua New Guinea are at risk of cervical cancer every year, and it is worse when hospitals do not have the proper screening equipment to detect the virus. Hope has come for women with the donation of a cervical cancer screening equipment, courtesy of BSP Goroka branch. Branch manager Alice Clearance officially handed the equipment over to acting Goroka Provincial Hospital Manager Dr. Ian Wani. Clearance said the cervical cancer screening equipment is being donated to the hospital to help and assist mothers, wives and all young women who turn up at the hospital for the cervical cancer screening purposes. Minister for Environment and Conservation, Simo Kilepa, has presented a statement to the country highlighting the outcomes of the COP27 meeting. Minister Kilepa led the delegation comprising of officials from key sector agencies to attend the meeting in Egypt from November 6th to November 18th. During the meeting, PNG signed off on 3 bilateral memorandum of arrangements with Japan, Singapore and Australia. The PNG delegation to the COP27 meeting in Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt have returned to the country after a successful meeting. Minister for Environment and Conservation Simo Kilepa shared some of the positive outcomes, including PNG's negotiation on behalf of the Coalition of Rainforest to include REDD+ mechanism under Article 6 of the Paris Agreement, which was controversially removed at the COP27 meeting in Glasgow, Scotland last year.
PNG has reaffirmed the REDD+ mechanism as the global initiative for tackling deforestation under the Paris Agreement, and reaffirmed the role of private finance in supporting developing countries' efforts to slow deforestation and reduce emissions at the national level. This is a positive outcome, especially after last year's COP26 bitter disappointment.
Another successful outcome from the meeting was the bilateral signing of Memorandum of Cooperation with Japan, Singapore and Australia.
Implementation agreements that will be legally binding and follows after the MOUs will outline all sector-specific projects, such as the establishment of the implementation of a rural electrification project, for which the Climate Change and Development Authority will partner National Energy Authority and PNG Power Limited to enable the country's population currently without electricity to have access to reliable, affordable electricity through solar power.
The minister also praised the tremendous efforts by the delegation during the negotiation discussions at COP27. Meanwhile, CCDA Manager for Measurement and Verification and Reporting, Deborah Sungi, said for the next 6 months after the signing of the MOAs between PNG and Japan, Singapore and Australia, the respective countries will work on an implementation agreement to roll out the Memorandum of Agreements.
This scope was the main key focus which our minister at the political level had raised in the ambition meetings, and call out to developed countries that we small island countries have already beefed up our nationally determined contribution targets, even though we were not the contributors to what is happening in terms of the global emissions. But as the developing country and as a party to the Paris Agreement, we all have to take action. And for that, we would, and Minister had made a call to the developed countries that we have put down our targets. We need you to provide to us the technical support, the financial support that is needed to ensure that we implement those targets that we've laid down in the Paris, under the Paris Agreement NDCs.
Minister for Internal Security Peter Siamalili Jr. says discussions on increasing police manpower in the country is at the forefront of the Marape Rosso government. Siamalili announced that he will present the ministry's white paper to Parliament this week, highlighting the plans to increase capacity of police manpower. Internal Security Minister Peter Siamalili Jr. says the ratio of police to population in Papua New Guinea is 1 police officer to 1,100 people. This is way below the global standard, which is 1 police officer to 450 people. Siamalili made the reference following questions by the member for Kainantu, William Hagahuno, in Parliament on the government's plans to increase police manpower in the country.
The number of crime is increasing, the rate of death is increasing, and the police are finding it difficult to contain this and to bring law and order problems under control. Mr. Speaker, it is high time that the government start looking into this matter and start increasing the number of police force in this nation.
Minister Siamalili said discussions on increasing police manpower in the country is at the forefront of the Marape Rosso government. He will present the ministry's white paper highlighting the plans to increase capacity of police manpower this week in Parliament.
Na tok blo yumi long increasing manpower is at the forefront of our plans. In my earlier statement, maybe talk clear also Papua New Guinea current police force Blayumi just below 6,000, about 5,000. Global standard Blayumi long police sim or population Blayumi should be 1 to 450.
This is TVWAN News. 22 convicts escaped beyond prison and agriculture insurance launched in Markham.
With BSP Internet Banking, you can enjoy your banking at home, at work, or wherever you are. BSP Personal Internet Banking allows you to view your accounts and transactions, transfer money, bill pay, schedule future payments, or access your bank statements. Visit your nearest BSP branch to register now. BSP Internet Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSP, our bank, our people.
Whether we're playing sport, exercising for fitness, being active for work or play, just having some fun, or just chilling, there is one name we can count on that we know will keep us going strong. Skell Rice. Healthy, nutritious, delicious medium grain rice full of vitamins and minerals. Skell helps us maintain a healthy, active lifestyle so we can enjoy every day.
Skell Rice. Skell Life.
Open Bets.
Susan, I want something.
And Sunshine Nutri-Strong. And Nupla Blupla packet Sunshine milk.
Ah, Sunshine got Nupla Blupla packet milk.
Yes, and Gutla lo walking coffee, tea, na baking scone too. Sunshine Nutri-Strong. And Skell lo making Milo or milk belong all picking long drink too.
Nice yeah.
Now Sunshine Nutri-Strong. And we got vitamins and minerals too.
Sunshine Nutri-Strong, the new nutritious milk from Sunshine.
Welcome back. 22 convicted prisoners serving time at Meden's Beyond Prison escaped in the early hours of this morning. Correctional Service Commissioner Stephen Pokanis told this newsroom he has received reports of the mass breakout from CS officers in the province between 3 and 4 a.m. today. Pokanis said most of the escapees are serving more than 10-year prison sentences, some of whom are those convicted for murders in Transgogol, and others were members of the Hetwara gang. Medang Provincial Police Commander Acting Superintendent Mazuk Rubiang said he has engaged a police unit to assist CS officers look for the escapees. They are also known to authorities and considered dangerous for having committed crimes like murder, rape and sea piracy. Rubiang urged the public to keep an eye out for suspicious individuals and to contact the authorities as soon as possible. Mudzing Station in Makam District came alive on Saturday, the 26th of November, for an agriculture insurance launch by Agri Assurance. The event marks Morobes and PNG's first ever insurance program for farmers in the different sectors of cocoa, coffee, copra, palm oil, and even rubber.
The extended dry period experienced in some parts of the country, resulting in withered food crops and low yield, shows that farmers need to insure their crops and livestock. Speaking at Saturday's inaugural launch of agriculture insurance at Mudzing Station, Makam District, CEO Mark Bayai underlined that the issue of climate change was the reason why Agri Assurance was established in 2017 through a partnership with the Morobe provincial government.
Farming is our life. Farming is life for community. Farming is a way, but we must be smarter and better. Migolonari no tokosem smart agriculture. We can meeting him smart agriculture without insurance is a disaster. Why? Because tapos drought come down. This is a good smart agriculture idea by waste nothing. But tapos you got insurance. And I give you money for you can. Lo start him can. This is the work for you. You don't need to go deep, dig in the pocket now. Big savings. Agriculture insurance is first in the country. Number one, lo Pacific. Now, number one, lo Papua New Guinea. Now, inside lo Morobe, and come up now, he loans him.
Agri Assurance commenced operation in 2020 as a licensed micro-insurance firm. In July, they were further licensed to underwrite general insurance business. CEO Bayai said the Mudzing launching, which was officiated by former Governor Ginson Saunu and AAL Chairman Dixon Popo, signifies the important services provided by AAL, including the insurance of coffee, cocoa, rubber, coconut and oil palm. Farmers wishing to insure their crops can visit the AAL office in the JT Maman Under building at Laytop Town. Salome Vincent, TVWAN News.
Agri Assurance Limited is appealing to the government to partner with them and insure rural farmers' crops and livestock. AAL Chief Executive Officer Mark Bayai made the call after Saturday's launching of PNG's first ever agriculture insurance product at Morobe's Mudzing Station in Makam District.
Agri Assurance is a 100% national company that now steps out into a new field of agriculture, livestock, which also complements the general insurance. We appeal to the government to consider partnering with us to provide the services districts, particularly open members. Risk is real, climate change is real. The government doesn't have all the money to has to support any incidents of climate incident. And insurance is one of those proven financial mechanisms that existed over many centuries that supports societies and build communities and build villages and towns. It builds individuals to become better. It helps individuals to create wealth, and it may make a nation.
A presentation was held today by the UPNG Political Science Department on assessing the openness and the transparency of election data in the PNG 2022 national general elections. The presentation was given by tutors from the Political Science Department.
And I think we really have to utilize that.
Of the University of Papua New Guinea did a research assessment project funded and equipped by the.
And that ends the news segment. Sports is next. Stay tuned.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
When you're spending time with family, when you've got a big day ahead, when you have given it all you've got, when you're putting on a feast, that's when you want the best. That's when you want flame rice. New flame rice. Win him, Olgeta.
SP Lager was there for the birth of our nation. We cheered when we dominated the Pacific Games. And we were full of pride when the Hunters lifted the cup. SP Lager, cheers to 70 years.
Right across the nation, we eat snacks crackers. Emi trupla. All get a young plana lapun, only like him snacks crackers. Only make him here, no PNG, one time lay biscuit company. It's crunchy and tasty. It's irresistible.
We see you, moving heaven and earth to progress forward. That is why we make sure that the reward you deserve is waiting to encourage you on your journey to success.
How would you describe your mother?
My mom is beautiful.
She is strong like Superwoman.
I love my mom because she always takes care of me.
My mom, she's so patient and loving. I feel she's always around.
Karen, she works so hard and always wants the best for me.
She's soft like her love.
My mom is everything, and I don't know what I'd do without her.
Softland, fragrance of a mother's love.
Magic tasty rice makes tasty rice.
Making white flour rice become my favorite below family one-time meat tasty belong Maggie tasty rice. Put him 2 pela cup rice long pot, add him water, na 1 pela packet Maggie tasty rice. Mix him good na boil him rice. Make him white pela rice come up tasty one-time Maggie tasty rice. Maggie, the taste PNG loves.
Welcome back. Tauranga Wolfpack have successfully defended the 2022 Mosby South Rugby League Premiership title back-to-back after defeating a spirited Calgary Bulldogs side 8-6 in a nail-biter at the Mosby Southside Stadium on Sunday. At halftime, the score was 4-2 in favour of the defending premiers, Wolfpack.
Tauranga Wolfpack, fielding a star-studded lineup, looked ominous both in attack and defense, keeping play inside Calgary Bulldogs territory for a good 10 minutes of the opening half. Their game tactic was to utilize the experience and their weight advantage to wear down the lighter Bulldogs pack. Wolfpack had the luxury of current intercity players in Port Moresby Vipers veteran middle forward Yaxi Bagawe, Galfiso number 6 Michael Timothy, Kimbe Carter's number 1 Eliza Rotinga, Clancy K, Emmanuel Heria, and man of the match Reagan Naipao, but to no avail as the Dogs' committed defense kept turning up and forcing them into errors. Wolfpack 5'8" Timothy had a good kicking game, getting his team out of trouble on a number of occasions. Dogs forward led by Captain Michael Yanis, Micah Hebe, Jim Luke, Samson Daniel, and Damaris backrower Mondo John, who started off the bands, had some solid carries and really took it up to their more fancied opponents. Bulldogs' lethal weapon on the right edge was none other than the 2022 Digicel Cup try-scorer, Damaris Speed Demon Douglas Perica, who combined well with young rising fullback Connie Murray. A few touches by Perica had the Wolfpack adrenaline pumping as they scrambled to shut him down and saving potential tries in both halves. Dogs were first to open their account with a penalty kick to take an early lead 2-0. Wolfpack, after multiple raids into the Dogs' half, finally cracked the line when prop forward Stewart Walker latched on to a well-timed pass to score next to the uprights, but the kick missed, with Wolfpack taking the lead 4-2 until half-time. The intensity and speed of the game continued into the second half, while the cheering fans continued to make noise. Wolfpack, dominating possession again, extended their lead to 8-2 with still 20 minutes to go. Dogs' never-say-die attitude and change of game tactic paid off when they scored on the right edge, with a chance to tie up the match at 8-all, but the kick waved away to trail 6-8. Bulldogs again had Wolfpack on the rope in the last 9 minutes, but the defensive line held well until the end. A few disgruntled Bulldog supporters took out their frustrations on the Wolfpack players, but due to heavy police presence, the situation did not escalate. At full time, Tauranga Wolfpack's 8, Calgary Bulldogs 6. The 300 kina man of the match winner, Reagan Naipao of Wolfpack. The cup winners, Tauranga, got 20,000 kina, and runners-up Calgary picked up 10,000 kina. Champions for under 20 Subsidy Raiders got 10,000 kina, and runners-up Calgary Seagulls 5,000 kina. For the women's champions, 2 Mile Pearls got 10,000 kina, and runners-up Kabuto Dragons 5,000 kina. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
Chairman of the Moresby South Rugby League competition, Bagelo Solian, has again reminded teams and their supporters that in rugby league or any sport there can only be one winner. Losing teams should accept defeat rather than resort to violence. He reminded everyone again that the Moresby South Rugby League is a sanctioned PNG RL competition. It will not condone any violence behavior. Bagelo said teams have been suspended or terminated in the competition for bringing the game into disrepute. He was speaking at the post-match of the Moresby South Rugby League Grand Final between Tauranga Wolfpack and Calgary Bulldogs on Sunday.
Bloody clubs maybe finish misbehave Logan Bronze the group of clubs by using final heavy game next season. This year people come inside cannot hardly league law. Discipline or what and now suddenly looking unacceptable, but I must back on outside, so I'm not happening in the rugby league field. When I started coming to the rugby league field, you look 18 minutes and finish 2 plus team one time 17 players to 2 plus side. You play one ball, you accept him win, you accept him lose. And this starts me to give to you 2 plus team, you bloody champions.
Athletics PNG has assembled its men's middle and long distance training squads in Port Moresby ahead of the PNG Air National Championships. This is to provide the athletes some much-needed lead-up competition and to assess the athletes' form ahead of the team's departure to Australia for the World Cross Country Championships.
Athletics PNG President Tony Green said that the bulk of the team for the World Cup Cross Country will leave Port Moresby straight after the National Championships for 2 months of intensive final preparations for the World Cross Country Championships, with other members of the team joining them later. Grimm said that Athletics PNG was looking to select between 4 to 6 male athletes for the grueling 10-kilometer race and between 2 and 4 females, and PNG will also enter a team in the mixed relay.
So as part of our preparations for that event and the national championships, We have the distance squad here in Port Moresby early for the championships, and they're doing a few lead-up races prior to the PNG National Championships, which will be from the 9th to the 11th of December. We had a couple of races on Wednesday morning. Today, Sunday, we've had 1,500 meters and some 400-meter races for the sprinters. And on Tuesday, we will have a 5,000-meter race, 800 meters also.
2 male and 2 female athletes will run the 4x2 kilometer relay. The first lead-up race was last Wednesday when Suna Kagel and Wilfred Bai both ran 15 minutes 44 seconds in the 5,000 meter, and the focus was on the 1,500 meters. Exciting young middle distance prospect Willie Kelley from Western Britain set a hot pace which assisted Aquila Turlom and Abel Sune to clock pleasing times of 4 minutes 7 seconds and 4 minutes 11 seconds respectively. Jutius Robinson of Eastern Britain was third in 4 minutes 20 seconds. Athletics PNG also took the opportunity to give the top 400-meter runners a good lead-up competition ahead of the PNG Air National Championships. With national reps Leroy Kamau, Benjamin Eliai, Adolf Kauba and Terence Talio in the field, a close race was expected. However, Eliai was in determined mood to show that he is still a force to be reckoned with despite an absence from the scene for 2 years, and was a runaway winner with a very impressive time of 47.9 seconds. Adolf Kauba and Leroy Kamau had a good battle for second, in which Kauba prevailed with a time of 49.1 seconds. Terry Longwood, TVWAN Sports.
And before we go, a presentation was held today by the UPNG Political Science Department on assessing the openness and transparency of election data in the PNG 2022 National General Elections. The presentation was given by tutors from the Political Science Department.
Tutors from the Political Science Department of the University of Papua New Guinea did a research assessment project funded and equipped by the National Democratic Institute in America on before, during and after the 2022 National General Elections, and made a presentation of their findings at the ABCID office today. Tutor Russell Kitao said the presentation was basically a rundown of the main findings they had put on reports, of which are on the National Democratic Institute website. The report highlights key findings which point to the overall challenges inhibiting the openness of election data in PNG. PNG signed on to the Open Government Partnership, which aims to address particular areas, one of which being the right to information. Few of the key findings are low levels of education, access to information, and demand for election data puts little pressure on key bodies to make election data available to the public. It also has slow move to utilizing online connectivity, and the untimeliness of updating online information demonstrate the need to better utilize online systems.
Talk about open data. What I'm essentially talking about is the information there or not? Is it there? Is it available for regular citizens such as you and I to consume, and that will inform our decisions, especially in terms of elections. So the Open Government Partnership is sort of one of the basis of why we carry out this research in the first place, because this actually tries to it goes in line and aligns with the Open Government Partnership in trying to increase the right to information of regular citizens such as you and I.
Elections are a basic feature of democracy, and a strong democracy depends on upholding of democratic principles. A free and fair election relies on several key processes that occur before, on, and after election day. Among other things, the amount of information available on elections is critical. Tutor Midelit Okole spoke on how the report provides recommendations for government and lawmakers to include in prioritizing fundings for next elections, relevant public departments to strengthen OGP through working to ensure openness of election data, and conducting a nationwide census prior to the next elections to address inaccuracy issues with the electoral roll experienced in 2022 elections. Carol Kiddo Jr., TV1 News.
And that ends the news tonight. Remember to apply the following simple measures to prevent transmission of the coronavirus. Regularly wash your hands with soap and water, cough or sneeze into your elbow, and exercise social distancing. If you are feeling sick, please stay at home. You can also call the COVID-19 hotline number for more information or assistance. Pleasant viewing. Bye for now.
The TVWAN News was proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.